Hi, I'm Jerry Romano and I'm going to share with you my favorite recipes that are easy to prepare and taste great. Today I'm going to make Schiacciata con uva. What? Oh, that's Italian for flat bread with grapes. It's a delicious recipe which I think you're going to love. I've had plenty of inedible bread accidents. It's all part of the learning process. If you've made bread before, this is super simple. And if you haven't, you'll see that yeast does all the work. Come on, let's get started. Add 1.5 cups of warm water to a bowl. Then 4.5 teaspoons of active dry yeast, or 2 packets, and 1 teaspoon of sugar or honey. We're going to blend those ingredients up nice, and then we're going to let it activate for 10 minutes. While the yeast is activating, we're going to make an infused oil starting with 1/2 cup of extra virgin olive oil, 3 tablespoons of fresh rosemary leaves, and 3 tablespoons of fennel seeds. Then gently warm it up over a low heat and let it simmer for 5 minutes to infuse the oil. The yeast is fully activated. Add 5.5 cups of bread flour to a mixing bowl. Then the yeast and water mixture, the rosemary fennel oil, hold back 3 tablespoons to top the bread, 1 tablespoon of sea salt, 1/4 cup of sugar, then start mixing it. Then add 2 eggs. Knead the dough for 10 minutes. This can all be done by hand if you don't have a mixer. Once it's been kneaded thoroughly, I'm going to flour the surface with some coarse semolina flour. You can use any flour you have available. I like the flavor of semolina flour on the bottom of the bread. Take the bread out of the bowl and shape it into a 12-inch round that'll be about 1.5 inch tall. Then cover it with plastic wrap or a towel and let it rise for 45 minutes. "45 minutes later and it's doubled in size. Now add 2 cups of seedless grapes to the top. Push the grapes into the dough. Then add 3 tablespoons of the infused olive oil. Cover it again and then let it rise a second time for 45 minutes. Set your oven to 400 degrees. Okay, 45 minutes later, let's uncover it. Dust it with about a teaspoon of sugar. Now if you have a peel, put some flour, or in this case I'm using semolina flour, and gently move the bread over. I'll be putting this directly on the bricks in my oven. You can also make this in a baking pan. This is going to cook in about 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, it's 20 minutes later. Let's take a look. Wow, it's done. Let's get it out of there. Let's see what it looks like. Oh boy, that looks fantastic. Slide it onto a rack and let it cool for a few minutes. This is a bread you're not likely to find in a bakery. It looks and smells great. The rosemary, the fennel seeds, the grapes, it all comes together. Let's have a taste. Wow, that is good. If you've never made bread, it's not at all difficult, so give it a try. All it takes to make delicious food is great ingredients, a little bit of technique, and lots of passion. Thanks for joining me today.